Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is episode 83 of my podcast, Brain Dribble, where I had to order a new fitted sheet because my toes are too sharp. Not the toenail, the toe itself. I have calluses so thick on my hands that you could scratch an itch with them if you needed to. If you needed to, if for some reason you didn't have fingernails, you could use my calluses as a replacement, because isn't that what dead skin is? It's like the keratin. Carrots are good for your nails because it sounds similar. Wow. And we got allergies. It's 80 degrees in November. It's just, that's the vibe. That's the vibe. Hey, this is a question. This one goes out to all the women. Hey, women, what's up? And it's really directed towards anyone. This question that I'm about to ask can really go out to anyone, not just women. It doesn't have to be women, but it is involving women. So I feel like it's best to ask for their advice on how to speak on it. I like to be inclusive. I like to include people in the conversation. I want to get the opinions of the people who are actually affected by this real question. That is, why is it called thirsty? I don't drink women. They're not a beverage. I just like to kick back after a nice long day and I crack open a cold Susan. I like to just sit back after a long day. Nothing hits the spot like a Karen. Just drink it up. And now there's an interpretation here that could be very sexual, right? It involves moisture. That would be disgusting. Can I just admit? Okay, can I come out not as a? Can I just be honest for a second? Okay, when you're a kid and you're like, you see like a bra, and it's like, oh my God, that's like the hottest thing to a kid. This is so bad already. When you're a kid, as a guy growing up, your idea of attraction is sort of the mystery. It's like, ooh, what's under that, And something that I learned growing up, I think, is I'm trying to quit porn because it's just the exposure. It's I don't know. It's a weird dynamic where we live in this world where it is an option, to just go down and go down that road and just have just jerk off a lot, and just be exposed to like niche. I think the problem with porn is once it gets niche, once you're looking for something that is like, it gets harder and harder to come when you're exposed to all that shit. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was a kid, I got like really like excited about the mystery. It's like, what's under the bra? What is underneath there? And I feel like every time I found out, it was kind of like underwhelming. It was about the journey, not the destination, dude. I don't give a fuck about the little nipples. Big deal, dude. And like, I mean, I don't know. It's just a strange thing to me when I think about how pussy's gross. It's just the way it is. Like, I'm trying to think about why, like, drinking women, the sexual interpretation of that is is gross. Is it not straight? Like, am I not straight enough if I don't want to drink a glass of pussy juice? Like, is that there's levels to this shit. Like, sometimes I think I'm like asexual because I'm just not. I don't ever. I don't know. I'm definitely not gay. I don't like dick. I think it's more familiar to me. That's like a comforting thing. But I definitely am not attracted to a man's body or personality doesn't matter. It could be anyone. We're all just vessels, meat bodies. But I'm definitely more attracted to women's bodies, the dead ones. Had to say it because it was there. This is just, I let my intrusive thoughts win. That's what this podcast is. I'm attracted to women's bodies. The alive ones, all right? Once they die, they're not hot anymore. They're just, then they are an object. And it's more about the fantasy than the reality, Once they actually turn into an object, don't really want to fuck them anymore. Stop! You're objectifying women. You're gonna die, and then you're telling me that's not an object. That, like, I don't think it's objectifying women to like say all the cliche objectifying things that you can think of. I don't think that's really objectifying. I think that's what it is sexualizing. Objectifying would just be their corpse. There's no life left. I guess it's just something. It's nothing anymore. It used to be, it was the vessel for this person's soul, and now it's just dead, Like, when I die, my body is simply debris. Scrap that, put that human waste. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, throw me in the ocean, dude. That's the only place I want to go when I die. I know where I'm going when I die. A shark's mouth. That's how I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be eaten by a shark. I know how I'm gonna die. I'm gonna jump off of a roof. But it's like just, I wanted to see what's the highest thing you could survive from. So, like, what I was going to do, and now this might make it harder, to judge if I'm actually, like, if you fell. So I think in order to figure out, like, what's the highest height you can fall from and not die, you got to, like, work your way up, right? You start with 1 foot, go to 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet. Now, the problem here is that when you get up to, like, 20 feet, you're going to fall and break something, and then you're going to heal. Then you're going to go to 21 feet. And every time you hit dude, you might become Superman. I think you might be able to withstand these falls. Cats have, like, joints with basically shock absorbers. They just kind of slide. That's why they're fucking can fall from heights. That's why when they jump in a tree, they could jump out. It's fine. Isn't that awesome? That's a phenomenon in the world, that cats get stuck in trees. They're so neurotic that they're just like, oh, I'm going to do this. They don't think about after. They have no, like, time awareness at all. It's like, oh, once I'm up there, well, then I'll be up. That'll be cool. I'll be up there. How am I going to get down? I don't fucking know. Some fireman will get me. I'll just scream until someone hears, and then someone will be, oh, call the ambulance, call the fire department to get their ladder, I love that that's what firefighters do. all in the media. You never see, all in the media, the news, the fake news. All you see are these stories of firefighters going and saving kitties, little kitties, little kitties, saving them left and right. Won't stop saving. It's just they're on a spree of saving kittens, mittens, but for kids, they're kittens. You follow. No, we're getting real. We're getting real with it today. We're getting deep into, like, you see my eyes move. I'm like watching the thoughts come in. I'm just like, here's another thought. Let's say that. You know? You ever just start a sentence and not know where it's gonna go? It's a good time. You should try it. This is talk therapy. It's what it is. It's what it is, son. The only difference is I'm not talking about my personal problems anymore. I realized that was the comedy sphere can get a little self-aggrandizing. Is that the word? I don't even know what that word means. We're gonna learn together. Aggrandizing. What do you think it means? I think it means like $1,000. Increase the power of, enhance the reputation. No, the comedy community and podcast space can start to become very circle jerky, and you can start to think that you can just come on here and say whatever. You get real, honest, you get open and raw and too personal. And I've definitely been there before. I think that is something that I want to learn from. I definitely look back in the past and I'm like, wow, I'm doing better than I was. So that's a good thing. I guess that's my mental health update. Okay. All right. I said I'm not going to talk about it, but I basically am, So yeah, point is, that's not comedy. That's just venting to no one. It's like better than doing it to a friend, I guess. Is it? Probably, because now everyone knows if they want to, and they probably won't want to because who the fuck am I? So yeah, I'm talking about how I'm not going to talk about my personal life and my problems anymore. I'm sorry for my mucus infested nose. And people say you shouldn't be a mouth breather. Mouth breathing is gross. You shouldn't breathe through your mouth. It's not even healthy. Apparently it's not even healthy. So that's cool. It's one of the leading causes of sleep apnea. Well, you know what's also a leading cause of sleep apnea? Fucking deviated septum, dude. It's not my fault. I breathe through my mouth. Do you hear this? Do you hear this? Like I always exaggerate it for the bit, but I'm just gonna breathe, okay? I'm gonna just breathe through my nose there from now on. There's not enough airflow. I can't do it. I physically cannot do it, and I guess I'll die. I mean, I also have allergies right now, but that definitely doesn't make it better. Mucus, all these things just shut in my nose. I think the next stage of human evolution, we're just not going to have noses. Clearly, they're meaningless. We can there's a different hole we can breathe from, bro. Smell is like not really a thing. You don't need smell anymore because COVID took it away. You don't have it anymore. You never got it back. Wait, you didn't get your taste back? You didn't get your smell? Well, I guess you're just gonna be without it. Yeah, noses are a thing of the past. Move the fuck on. Oh, people getting a nose job to make their nose look better than it did. I want my nose to not look. I don't want it to be. I just take it off, you know? I'm sick of it, okay? Like I would rather have no nose at all than a nose that barely works, you know? Like I'm like, I never really had a strong sense of smell. The smells don't really bother me that much, but I am sick of my nose. So yeah, I'd rather have something that works correctly than something that doesn't. You know, just return it. My nose is on recall, and I gotta send it back to my. Gotta. So I'm gonna. You see this? You see this face that I'm making? We had a thought. We had an image pop into our head. I think very visual. I teleported, okay? I wasn't in the room. I saw the full image, okay? I don't want my nose anymore. I'd rather have something that works than something that doesn't, that barely works, you know? I'm gonna return it. I'm cutting off my nose, and the next time I see my mom, I'm just gonna, you know? Just gonna, you know? You know? I'm gonna put my nose in my mom's vagina. Cause that didn't finish. Bad holes. Bad holes go away. They weren't done cooking. Gotta go back in the oven. What the fuck? Yeah. So the next time I see my mom, I'm gonna put my nose. I'm gonna give her my nose, and I'm gonna be classy about it. I won't do it. I'll give it to her in a little knapsack, you know, something that like just hold my nose. Some like nice silk, you know, like jewelry comes in those like doily plastic things, but they're not plastic. Everything's probably plastic, you know. Like a little drawstring bag that's all like almost see-through. I'm gonna put one of those. Wrap it up with a nice bow. It's my nose. And it's pristine. It's not gross. It's not gross in this image. It's a nice nose. And I'm gonna give it to my mom for Christmas. And you know what's awesome? I bet women like men with big noses. So that like when they're being ate out, it can rub up against and shit. But if you ever thought about like, I bet if you took off your nose, it would kind of just like plug it up, the vagina. A nose is the inverse shape of a vagina. Of a vagina. He was like, I don't think he knows what a vagina looks like. Fucking, I don't give a shit, okay? In my image, in my head, all right? We'll see you as it gets closer to your face. You cut it off, the bottom's flat, okay? So you got, what you have is this shape that goes up at one part. And you just can kind of plug it up. It works, okay? It works, trust me. I've done it. With what? With my ass. I've taken, yeah. I've stuck my nose just right in a pussy, and then just sat here like wearing it like I'm gonna be a clown for Halloween. Put a girl's pussy on my nose. Walk around with an entire person on my face. the images that just permeate my brain are just they're not grounded in reality. They're grounded in whatever I think is funniest. And that's the way I live my life. And I know I was talking about not getting personal. And I won't. But there's gonna be something that I'm done sharing. But every time I'm gonna tease it, it's gonna be the same thing and no one will know. And that's more fun to me. Yeah. I'll give people the illusion that I'm gonna open up, but I won't. Instead, I'll just go back to being my aloof self. You know? At this point, with the way that social media is, and I know I talk about this again, the generation thing, how my generation's broken. I give up trying to be like I came out as weird. What was that? Like 2 months ago? God, come up with new topics. Come up with funnier stuff like plugging a vagina with a nose, you know? That's better. That's better. We like that instead, please. Like if you went to a restaurant and then you saw somebody like laughing with the disgusted face on their face and just talking about how you can put a nose in a vagina. If you're just like the slow onset of a it's not a burp. It's kind of just like a bubble. And you just gotta go over it. You just talk like this for now, you know? I've said that before. But we have all said things before. You ever listen to Joe Rogan's podcast? Dude, I tried to get into that when I found that in like 2018, 19 or some shit. When I got into podcasts and I was like, I have to make my own podcast. When I listened to Joe Rogan, I was like, well, I'm going to listen to like all the episodes because he's got fucking scientists that come on. I want to like have know about a diverse group of people. And I just listen to him talk and I hear him say the same shit over and over and over and over and over. He was talking about the fucking Comanches because he was reading Empire of the Sun or whatever the fuck. Like, cool, great book. I'm just like, but I don't need to hear about it every day. I don't need to hear about it every day, dude. It's a little much, you know? I think podcasting can become this like self-reflective thing, especially solo podcasts. What the fuck am I supposed to talk about, you know? Now, who can come up with plugging a vagina with a nose? This guy. And I start bragging about how I'm funny alone. And then the good thing is when you spend more time alone, you start like to give less fucks about what people think because you're like, well, I'm alone. So what? I'm not risking anything. It's just the illusion of risk because people might think differently of you. I could give a fuck. That's why I want to let you know that Kanye's right. He voted for Trump. That's pretty right. I made a TikTok. I think I'll just insert the audio, maybe. And I lost followers on every social media I posted on because people probably think, like, that's my new goal, dude. I'm just trying to find ways to troll people, which is not funny. And I shouldn't say it out loud because then it's... I need to actually make people think that I believe these things. And me saying that I'm going to start to do that is going to blow it before. But they'll probably, like, the people on the internet are so stupid. You could probably tell them it's a joke, and they'd still think it's serious. Like, my whole generation was broken with a fucking Instagram slideshow infographic. Gen Z was broken by Instagram infographics. I'm gonna write down whatever I think, and it's because it looks nice means it's true, and it's just, you have to accept it as fact. Go educate yourself, and this is how to educate yourself. God, yeah, I'm out of the game, bro. People are so stupid, and it's hilarious. I'm not even pretending to be on the same side anymore. Because if you believe either way, if you're just so invested about what these politicians are doing, and they really care about us, it's beautiful because they really care about us. Shut up. Get a life. I go on social media at this point just to see what people are complaining about. I don't go on often. I just try to, like, man, I don't read the news. It's great. I'm going to keep fucking preaching that till the day I die. It's hard not to say the same things over and over because I'm only one guy. Okay, so yeah, self-aggrandizing. That's what solo podcasting can be. That is kind of the word that I was looking for. Aggrandize, to make yourself like more. You're just. It's like Kanye, dude. He lives in a fucking world where everyone agrees with him, and he can't tell whether anyone truly loves him. Well, I just spend it all in my head, and everybody loves me in my head. If you take nothing else away from this. My biggest philosophy is you are not your thoughts. So there shouldn't be anything wrong with saying them out loud. And people, you can't do that on the internet, fine. You can't do it on the internet. You can do it in person where it'll probably make more sense, you know? And you'll see that there's so much nuance in facial expressions and tone that you don't get on the internet, and you can't tell that people are genuine and are trying to be like, I don't think anyone goes throughout their day thinking they're doing the wrong thing. Everyone thinks they're on the right side. So you just need to hear people out for why they think the things they think, because it's great. People start talking about people start talking about Andrew Tate and shit, and they just like buy. Like they'll just say buy. Like there's a certain group of people who would hear these people out even though they don't agree with them. But you know, I would never cut somebody out of my life because of what they think. Unless what they think is so rigidly them that it gets in the way of conversation. Because when you sit at a table with someone, like, and you just have a conversation, nobody's like out to get the other person, you know? You're just there and you're talking and being human. But if you identify so hard with your beliefs that it ruins the conversation, that is the type of person that I would probably not want to talk to again, but doesn't matter. They'll cut you out of their life because you don't agree with them. So it's like the people who you want to hear out isolate themselves. You know? Like, oh man, I don't understand. I just don't understand. when people lost disability. People lose disability. People spend their whole entire lives online, and they think that that's the real world, and it's the real world, and it travels. The crosses over into the real world. People, you use the you use the social media. You use it, and the more you use it, the less humanity you have. The less you think about others, the more you think about yourself, the more you want more followers. And what do I have to say to get the followers? And I just want influence. I want influence. I want to be influential. I want to do it all by doing nothing. I'll get makeup. I'll get surgery, make me look hot. People want to fuck me and click on my profile, give me views. Yeah, the internet is the internet is a weapon of mass destruction that slowly takes people and extracts the extremes in every scenario. You know? You get crazy shit like really good rock climbers and fucking the best of the people. It connects the whole world. But for a certain group of people, they think they gotta be you gotta fucking fuck on camera. And it's ends in bad. It ends poorly. And it's so weird because it's the most accessible world. Because I genuinely don't know where people are. I think I need to like go and like get a hotel for a weekend in some city, and so I can spend time with other people, like strangers at a bar. So because I can't, there's nowhere close enough to me that I would want to commute to and back in the same night. You can't go to New York and get drunk and then go home. Like, that sucks. I want to be able to crash wherever I am. What's a boy to do? Gotta live in a van. Gotta live in a van. Be minimalist. I all my shit could fit in a van. This is a fact. I don't have many shits. I don't have many things. Not much is. Yeah, I'm on a different. You just don't get me. The world doesn't get me. You're not on my level, bro. You're not on the wavelength. I think my sense of humor comes from the deepest interpretation of sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. There is nothing that you can say to me that will hurt at all. You know, there's levels to the emotional reaction you can evoke out of me, but I'm not gonna like be ruined, you know? if somebody says something and it just like, and you just accept it, there's two responses to being bullied, and it's bullying makes the population stronger because there's two reactions that can come out of it, and this is gonna suck to say, okay? If you overcome bullying, you're a stronger person. If you are suppressed by being bullied, your bloodline ends. like it's in the most brutal, natural way. It's the people who are above and inflict this pain upon you. And you can either suffer or you can be like, nah, I'll show them. And then you fucking beat them up one day. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you kill yourself because you got bullied, you were you were weak mentally, and that in the most brutal, natural, survival way. The world is a stronger place because of bullying. I am pro bullying. I think they are necessary. I think they're a part of life. I mean, it's never going to go away. Bullying, it'll just take different forms. People well, if it does go away, that's not even true. I mean, there's some people who are just always going to be bullied. They're just easy targets. And there's always those people who just want to inflict pain on others because that's what their parents do to them. But if it goes away in a theoretical, like, the humans are problem solving, dude. If we solve bullying, no one ever bullies anyone again, the population will become soft and there will become different problems. I tried to catch this gnat in the air. Oh, it's flying right in front of the camera. Thank you. That can't happen. I'm sorry. You get in the way of my podcast, you die. That's right. Put you in your place. Never thought I would have to take a life to keep recording. But you forced my hand. Literally, my hands. You forced them to kill you because you flew and you fucked with my vision, bro. I've got this dead eye contact with you, and this gnat has just got in the way of it. It just completely got in the way of our perfect eye contact. And and to the audio listeners, we weren't making eye contact. We were making soul contact. We see each other deeper than anyone. You figure out what that means. You and me? You and me? You and me? We're different. They don't get it. We get it. You get it. You're on the same page. How many minutes, how many hours, days can I go on talking about how whether or not you understand my sense of humor? You know, that's becoming a big segment on the podcast. This is me, like, and then there's the second part of it where it's like this self-realization where I start talking about the things that I'm doing. And then that's a whole different part. This is like the second level of self-awareness. We just keep on going deeper and deeper until there's a whole episode that is just me talking about how I explain the concept of the podcast every episode and how I get too deep and I shouldn't get deep anymore. I'm done. I'm done with politics. Guess what, guys? I'm done with politics. Guess what? Never gonna talk about it again. This is the last you'll hear from me about politics. I got a few politics. Fucking the urge to be with multiple people. It's just, I can't help it. I just have this politic, and I just gotta have an orgy. I just gotta. It's just a tick. You have to. You have to. You gotta. Dude, you're gonna say you at this point. I mean, not that I would refuse it in any other scenario, but at this point, my standards are pretty fucking low for who I would have a threesome with. I mean, a two and a two makes a four, right? And then plus me, it's a fucking 14, baby. the the immediate like disappointment in myself that comes after saying anything not you can be too humble. I think I'm too humble sometimes. I feel like there's opportunities that I've missed out on because I just don't speak up for myself. This is what's hard, is finding the line between like I feel like a lot of artists are stricken with this like sense that if they talk about themselves, then they're self-obsessed. But it can end up being not talking about yourself makes you self-obsessed because you just keep it to yourself. And that is just being an introvert. But you just don't want to be the highlight. You don't want to be the center of attention, but you do. You want to be low key about it. I just want to be like low key famous. I want to be low key, like super, like this is something that is actually true. I never wanted, growing up, I never wanted anybody to know anything about me based on the way I look. Like I try to wear, I don't wear clothing that like is revealing about my personality in any way. Unless it's like a tie-dye shirt. I guess that's kind of revealing. Isn't that interesting how colorful things I associate with being revealing about my personality? As if I'm hiding something when I dress normal. And my true self, my true bold and brash self would dress in colorful clothing. You know? I've fucking put a dress on. I don't give a fuck. I don't understand why people like think that there's a sexuality associated with like a piece of cloth that you put on. Like there was this whole like everyone was on board. There's like Harry Styles queer baiting and shit, and then people realized, wait a minute, they're then Andrew Tate woke everyone up. He said, wait a minute, they're making the youth, and Jordan Peterson told them that they're trying to erase masculinity. And then they, yeah. I bet, I bet you drink women. Sounds like an insult, honestly. I bet you drink women, dude. You are dirt. You're nothing. You're scum. You exist on the bottom of boats, barnacles. You exist on whales. You know, my doctor told me that I have to contact dermatitis. Does anyone know how to get in touch? Because I've been looking in the phone book, the yellow pages, white pages, what pages of books. It's a book. I don't know. Why is it called yellow pages? Because the pages are yellow? I don't even know. I've been looking through the phone book. I can't find it in one of them, so I just tear that one up because I'm also training to tear phone books. And then I look through a different one, can't find it, tear that one. And I'm just kind of like getting ripped. Like my forearms are jacked, bro. You have no idea. Can't find the number though. Let me know. Somebody let me know how to contact dermatitis. Let me know in the comments if you have dermatitis number. Is it like a 1-800 number? Please don't. Standard rates apply. I don't have to fucking pay. Oh, you go pay. Everything just trying to get your money. You know what? I'll ignore it. My doctor said I have to contact dermatitis. I'll just ignore it. If I have to pay to be on a call with dermatitis, I don't want to be on I'm not going to pay. They're just trying to get money out of you. I don't need it. So I'll just wait and see if they get in touch with me. I mean, they'll probably, if they need me bad enough, they'll fucking get in contact with me, right? Why do I have to do it? Why do I always have to do it? Why doesn't anyone speak up first? Why do I always have to do it? Is that just the way life is? No one taught me. No one told me that life was like, you gotta do something or else no one will. Like, I wish somebody would have told me that, like plenty of professors and my mom and everyone. If you don't do it, no one will. Well, great. You know what I do a lot? Reach out to people. You know what no one does? Reach out to me, and I'm pissed. I'm pissed because I'm such a good friend. Yeah, let me hit you up and then just fucking use you as an emotional punching bag. Just fucking let me just get my juices out and give them to you. Take them. Take them. Hope this isn't a burden. Hope I'm not being a burden. And then you think that you shouldn't be feeling like a burden when you know that you feel like a burden for a reason because you are one. And it's this cycle that you should just never talk about your feelings. You can realize all this could be avoided by just not talking about your feelings. Hey, dude. I'm really pissed that you don't ever reach out to me. I feel like you, the only thing that's going to do is bring you closer to the truth. It's just, yeah, we don't fucking hit you up because we don't want to... Don't want to fucking... You ruined it. You did that too much. And I know it. I know it. So that's my life lesson, I guess, for you, is just fucking don't do that to people. Don't dump shit and then feel bad, and then you not only do you dump the shit and then you look to them for reassurance, which just allows you, it just confirms in your head that it's okay to do that. And you'll just continue to do it and say sorry, and then you'll feel bad, and then you'll just feel worse and worse and worse when you're like, you're not dealing with your problems. You're just trying to give it to someone else. You can't give your problems to other people. No one's gonna do shit unless you do it. Which is why I have more confidence, because at some point you get to a point. At some point you get to a point where you're alone so much that it's not going to impact your life very much if somebody on the outside world that you barely interact with thinks something about you. Dude, that's the fucking lowest rung of my priority stool. My priority stool goes people's opinions. This is the rungs on the stool, you know? People's opinions of me. Well, for the longest time, I always said that my biggest fear was being misinterpreted, which is fearing what other people think about me. But freedom is freeing yourself from that, dummy. So stop caring. Lowest rung priority is what other people think, what the other people out in the outside world who don't really exist because you live in your head. It's just so deep into isolation that you're in denial. But it's been my whole life, and it's everybody. It's Generation Z. We're all fucked. Yeah. Okay. Rungs on the stool of priorities. Lowest one is what other people think about me, because you're always going to be alone in your own head, and you're never going to get that from anyone else. You're never going to click with someone and finally not feel alone. It happened once, never going to happen again. You look at rose tinted glasses, but you took them for granted. You're taking people for granted right now. Okay? Second rung of the priority stool. Uh, phys- Physical health. And then number one is mental health. And by mental health, I mean being okay in your own head. You know, without the influence of others. People would tell you there's a right way to be. It doesn't have to align. You have to be happy with yourself. That's the only thing that matters, because people would tell you the right way to be. And guess what? That's gotten me so far nowhere, because I don't have any fucking drive. That's the problem. You can go through the motions. You can go to college. You can get a job, and then you're just working a job, and that's what you do. And you're just going, and you just, I don't know. It's fucking life. And then you die. If you want to make it, if you want to make it, you gotta get it. So go out there, you guys, and fucking go grind. Get it. Get whatever it is you want in the world. Go and find it and get it, and realize that it was underwhelming, and then have an existential crisis because it didn't make you happy, and find something else to do. And that's life. And that's life. And that's life. That's life. That's what they say. That's what they say. You know, then you die. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we get high. Hey, buddy. Yeah. So, but don't, yeah. So at some point, your fear of being alone is, no, it's not the fear of being alone. It's just, you're just comfortable being alone, being. You're doing it so much that you just be the same you on the outside world. That's what we want, right? That's not anxiety. That's just you being free. So go out there and be free and fucking drink women, find your mate, lap them on the face. I don't know where, on the face. So lap them on the face. Just go, hey, I'm a Stephen Curry stan. I mean, that's like what I didn't know what I was gonna say, but I'm not happy with that one I generated. I'm not happy with the content that I generated. It was fucking Jesus Christ. Find yourself a woman. Find yourself your favorite person of all time. Find them. Just grab their little chubby cheeks because they're always so fucking, you know? And then you just gotta give them a good old hug. And that was a fart. And I'll leave you. Thank you. It's gonna smell good, dude. I've been farting like crazy. I got Wendy's last night. Disaster. All right, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please rate and review and send it to somebody you love. Bye bye.